Hello, my name is Charlene. Welcome to my channel, Shark Roses. Today, clicked on this video because you're seeing the title. I'm going to be talking about the Aces WNBA team. I am so excited to do this video. I wanted to do this video all season long, and it was just so much going on this season that I was like, let me just wait to the end and see how everything plays out, because I want to do a video specifically about this team, and then maybe I'll do another video about the WNBA like all together. But specifically about this team, I want to talk about like how I became a fan of this team, some of the players, the things that are going on right now, how this season went, and also I guess about the future, the management and players and everything like that, because so many people have gotten traded. At the time of this video, with me recording this, both of the assistant coaches have been traded, or they went and got new jobs. They're now head coaches of their own teams in the W. And you have Natalie, I forgot her last name, sorry, but yeah, you have Natalie. She is now the head coach of the Valkyries in San Francisco. And then you have Tyler, also forgot his last name, but he is going to be the head coach over there at Chicago. So that is awesome. Good for them. Congratulations to them. But specifically, let me give you my rant about this team and why it's special to me. So I am a new fan of the WNBA. I will give my, I guess, full opinion about the WNBA in a different video, because this is my first season watching this entire, like, this sport. Honestly, literally, I don't watch sports at all. I've been to some professional sports games like baseball and stuff like that, but I've never been to a professional basketball game, and I don't watch professional basketball up until now. I've never seen on TV clips of WNBA games, but I don't watch WNBA. Don't ask me about no players other than the very famous ones like LeBron and Steph Curry, and the old famous ones, you know, like the Kobe's and the Shaqs. Other than that, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So how did I become a fan of this team, and then eventually end up becoming a fan of the league and end up being a paying customer? So it all started with the face of the league. It all started with the face of the league. Like, I felt like there is a piece of the W that owes Sydney Colson a lot. Like, I'm not even like joking and being funny, and I'm saying as a person that have never watched basketball. I don't know anything about basketball. If I do reviews, I want to do reviews of their games and stuff like that, but you're not going to get professional reviews from me. I'm not a sporty person. I was never a sporty person in school, so that's not my perspective. I'm not coming from that perspective. I'm strictly coming from the love of like the personalities of the players in the game. And eventually I ended up being a paying customer. I ended up going to my first professional basketball game this year, so I'll get into that in a second. But first of all, I started out watching the viral clip of them. I may or may not put the clips of the people in this video. Y'all might have to just follow along with me if you know, because I'm not trying to really do a whole bunch of editing, no shade, but like, it's too much, and I really just want to be more consistent in putting videos out than videos being perfect. So y'all may or may not get clips or not. But anyway, for those of you that can remember the viral clip of Sydney and Asia being courtside, and they were playing on the side of the bench, and Becky walked by, the famous Becky come in, like, that was my first introduction to them and to this team, that viral clip. So of course, funny, laugh like everybody else, hilarious. Like, who is this? Especially like Sydney, of course, like, she was cute, but I was like, her shoulders are too wet. Now, if you know what that means, that's another, if you know, if from an HBCU, if you know, you know. But I was like, her shoulders is too wet. The clip, who is this? So then I guess the algorithm, you know, if you like something or whatever, they start suggesting more and more stuff. So somewhere in there, they started suggesting more and more between Instagram and YouTube. They started suggesting more and more Sydney, and like really the Aces, but you know, clips with Sydney being goofy and funny and goofing off with them in the locker rooms and stuff like that. So of course, started liking more stuff, started, you know, liking more video clips. That's how I started seeing them. So then I started seeing clips of them, their highlights of different players and stuff, like them playing, and I was like, okay, this is cool, this is so dope. Like, I always knew that there was a WNBA, but I didn't really know any, like, I didn't know anybody. I remember the 90s sitcoms like Martin and Fresh Prince and just a few, even Sister, like when they would have like a little basketball. There was always some episode where it would be the girls against the guys, and then they would have the famous women's basketball teams come in and like play against the guys, and of course they will win and beat the guys or whatever. And so I remember seeing, if I'm not mistaken, Dawn, she was a famous face in the game, and then of course Lisa Leslie. So those are the only famous basketball players that I know. It's the only knowledge I have of the W, and I remember those episodes. So representation matters, because even years and years ago, all these years, I still remember those episodes of seeing those women come on camera and being like, oh, this is WNBA, you know? So representation does matter. Even if it's one or two faces that people remember 20, 30 years later, you know what I'm saying? So then I saw clips. Yeah, then I started following Sydney or whatever. And then of course, you know, her Instagram is like, you know, basketball and stuff. So then I got in just in time. I started following her just in time that they won their second championship. So they won the second championship. She goes live and she's taking us on a whole tour all around Barclays Center in New York. And we done walked around all the Barclays with her, and they taking pictures and celebrating and having fun and stuff like that. She did the whole live and everything like that. So of course I watched a lot of that and watched a lot of highlights and stuff like that from the games and stuff. And of course, you know, and like I said, I watched the live with them and they won. I was like, oh my gosh. And then the fact to find out that they won a second time, like this is their second time winning the championship. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what? So like I didn't see any of the season of the 22 or any of the seasons really up until this season, but I caught it just in time. I started following her when they just won their second championship back to back. So at this point I'm invested, because I'm like, oh my gosh, apparently this is like the best team. Like she's a part of like the best team in the league, and are they gonna do it a third time? So now like the buzz is like they're gonna do. So now I'm definitely invested now. So now I'm, like I said, I'm watching highlights and I'm rewatching certain games and stuff like that of like to see what they're gonna do. So I'm like, okay, next season I'm watching the whole season. So when next season start, which is this season, I'm watching the whole season. So that's exactly what I did. I was invested. I started watching the whole season. I watched every game that I could see. I even started paying for a membership halfway through the season. I went to my first WNBA game this summer when they had came here for the Wings game. I went to see them live. I was like invested. I was like, okay, so then now by that time I became a big fan of Jackie, and it being like, it's like my favorite player on the team. And so she's like my favorite player on the team, and she's like one of my favorite players in the league. So then because I'm watching them and I'm watching them play other teams, now I'm starting to like learn other teams and other teams players and stuff like that. So I feel like, man, shout out to Sydney, shout out to the face of the league, shout out to the Aces for their media team being badass and smart for putting out all of their clips, because sometimes it's not all about just the sport itself, because sometimes personality draws in people who are not sporty, you know what I'm saying, like myself, that then become fans of the sport. So that was really cool. And then I also shout out to Quita Loves Sports on YouTube, because she gives a lot of reviews and stuff like that, but she's very sporty and she's very knowledgeable about the sport itself. Like everybody else, like I was trying to watch reviews and stuff like that, just doing a bunch of clickbait about the drama and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't know any I just named all the sports people that I know, and when it comes to the W, I don't know anything about a Caitlin Clark or an Angel Reese. I've seen Angel Reese a couple times. I remember hearing about the controversy of them not being able to go to the White House when they won the championship, but I don't know anything about that situation. I do not watch college basketball at all, and don't plan on it either. But anyway, I'm gonna save that for my WNBA video. But like I said, as a new viewer, I'm coming in here blind as a bat, like nothing, no knowledge, no nothing. So the whole controversy this year with the Caitlin Clark thing and the Angel Reese, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was here for the Aces, and I was here to see if they was gonna get a third championship in a row, because that would have been insane. You know what I mean? That would have been insane. So anyway, But shout out to Quita Loves Sports, because she was very knowledgeable about the game itself, and I loved how she would always break down, and she was able to like really teach me how to gauge good players, like being able to tell a good player based on like their stats and the way she was explaining the stats. Because again, I don't know fucking basketball. I don't know what the fuck going on. Don't ask me about a foul. Like I said, I'm new to the sport. I'm watching games and I'm like, I still don't know what a foul is. Watched the whole season, still don't know what a foul is. 1 minute, a foul is, I mean, I'm watching girls get, clothesline. I'm watching girls get freaking, you would have thought Triple H was on the goddamn court. You would have thought Stone Cold Steve Austin was on the court, the way they are hitting each other, and it's SmackDown versus Raw up in that thing. Like, it was crazy. I'm watching people get clocked left and right. People are bleeding. And no foul. No one calls anything. She's laid out on the floor. She's about to die. You know what I'm saying? And everybody just running to the other side. Like nothing happened. No timeout, no foul. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like no one calls anything. But then let somebody, literally, the pinky graze a strand of hair, all hell breaks loose. It's a technical foul. I don't know what the fuck going on, so don't ask me about a foul. I don't know what a foul is. I done watched the whole season of the sport. I don't know what's going on. But shout out, like I said, to Quita Sports, because she was able to tell and teach people like myself what is a foul, what is not a foul. What are the names of the players? Like, what are the names of the positions of the players on the court? Because I don't know what the positions of the play. I know I can name some of the names of the positions on the court, but I can't tell you what they do. Like there's a center, there's a guard, and then I don't know what else. But like I said, I don't know what be going on. It's just entertaining to watch. And then, but like I said, shout out to her, because she also tells you like the stats of players, like how good or not good. Apparently, you're a good player if you could shoot over 40% from the field goal to the three. I don't know. Anyway, but percentages, like she be telling, explaining percentages and stuff. So shout out to her, because I really be lost on what's going on. And she gives hardcore facts. She don't be deep into the drama, like I said, like a lot of the other people with the clickbait and this and that, and they're more focused on what's going on outside of the court than what's going on the court. So she really be explaining, what's going on, other than, them just making the basket. And then, yeah, so watching them try to go for their third championship, watching them go, especially learning about how they were able to manage winning their second championship with 2 of their starters down. It seems like it was just a miracle, in itself. Everybody thought that they were just out for the count. So for them to be able to pull that off last season, and is amazing. It's like, it would almost be like it's in the bag for the third season. But of course, you got to factor in that everybody is giving you their best game now. Because now it's a point everyone has to prove that they can knock you off that spot. And so they got everybody. And you can see it too, because there were teams that they were playing like they didn't give a damn about a championship. They just wanted to beat them. That's all. That's it. That's all. You could tell teams, they were playing like they did not care that they were last in the ranking. They didn't give a damn. They gave their best game to the Aces game, and damn the rest of that. And then for them to be trying to get the championship in a Olympic year, then for them to have 4 out of the 5 starters on the Olympic team, and then for them to have 6 out of the 12 players in the Olympics altogether is insane. It's insane. And then for them to make it all the way to the Final 4 in this season, nothing short. Again, while receiving everyone's best game. Like, they were getting everyone's best game every time they played them. Like, there were no breaks. It was all gas, no breaks for them. On top of, like I said, the Olympics, and on top of doing this, the All-Star game and stuff like that. And one of the funny moments that sticks out to me, there's a lot of funny moments of them on the court, but one of my faves, Jackie, one of the funny moments that sticks out to me is during the All-Star game, towards the end. I think it was like the 4th quarter, and you had Kelsey got so much energy. I don't know, is she like a Leo or something? I think she a Leo. She act like a Leo, but whatever. She got so much energy. She gotta be a fire sign. But it was like in the 4th quarter, And Jackie looked like she was tired. Jackie just looked like she didn't want to be there. I just love Jackie's style. Like, I love her style of play. Like, she's very, like, I think all of my favorite players in the league have that same similar playing style where they're just like, I came to do my job and now I'm going home. I showed up, I did my job, and now I'm going home. And so, like, she don't do a whole lot of showboating and all that kind of shit. Not that anything's wrong with that, you know what I mean? Celebrate your wins. But, like, they very much like, I came to do what I need to do and I'm ready to go home. When is this over? We need to wrap it up. When is this over? And so, like, Jackie vibe during the All-Star weekend was all, like, her vibe was like that the entire time. And so, like, you could tell her mind was already on, like, the Olympics, because she just was playing like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here. But, and there was a part where, like, Kelsey, like, was so much energy and, like, handed past Jackie the ball. And Jackie was like, why are you giving me this? And it just, like, literally she was just walking back to the other side. And I think they had at least, like, 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes left. They was losing, but they had at least 5 minutes left, right? Like, you could tell, like, she was just, like, Jackie was checked out. And Kelsey, like, with like a little pep in her step and stuff like that, and she's like handing her the ball, and then Jackie was like, why are you giving me this? And like tossed it back, like, what the fuck? Why are you handing me this? And so that was like funny. That was one of the funny parts. And then just so many other great, like I said, I'll do a video of the league itself, because there were so many other great shots made, especially by other players. But another one real quick of that, what was it, the third quarter, end of the third quarter, and like game 2 or 3 this season, that was dope. The one in front of E40 where she like, but it didn't count or whatever, that was fucked up. But that was so good. She got so many of those. She has so many of those. But anyway, her highlights are dope. What else? Then I guess I'll do my favorite players on this team. Of course, Sydney, Jackie, Asia, and Tiffany this season. I feel like I got lucky. Like, I came in at a good time. I came in at a good time because I was also nervous. I was like, are they gonna play Tiffany by the time, you know, they came to the Dallas game? And then I got lucky because they ended up playing her like her first or second game of joining them. So that was cool. I got to see both of them, or all of them, play whatever live. So I was very lucky for that. And I also got to see them play before everybody's tickets go up next year. Like, everybody's ticket sales are going up next year. So I'm happy I got to see my fave team play when the tickets were still affordable. Anyway, the future. Let's talk about the future. So I just mentioned earlier that the assistants left, and the league itself is like, listen, we're gonna get any and every little bit of thing that we can from y'all. We're gonna dismantle this entire team. Like, players get traded all the time, and they haven't said anything about players yet. But the whole league is picking apart this team. They said, we start from the top to the bottom. We're going to get whatever kind of players we can get from y'all. We're going to get whatever kind of staff we can get from y'all. I mean, they just ripped this whole team apart. I mean, I still, of course, I believe in Becky, though. You know, no man is an island, but I believe in Becky is smart. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's going to do what she's going to do. But I feel like it's going to make it so much fun next season to see that this special team that was able to do and that was able to make championships back to back like that, and then to see that mindset and those pieces from that on different teams, and then to see them, you know, against each other. I think next season is going to be a lot of fun. And I think Tyler being on the Sky, and everyone was saying, shout out to, like I said, to Quita Love Sports, that was over player development. And he's the one that helped a lot of the players on the Aces get better, especially Jackie. So to see him go to the Sky with so many young players, I think that's going to be amazing to watch him develop those players. And then again, the other assistant coach, Natalie, for her to have her own team now, like I said, to have those brilliant minds create their own teams, I feel like the competition is going to be higher than ever. I feel like the games are going to be better than ever. And then you have so many other teams needing head coaches too. I just feel like it's going to be so interesting. I'm excited. I am excited to be a fan of the league. I can see myself being a fan of the league for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? Not just one or two players or one or two teams. I'm a fan of other teams too. This year, I was a big fan of, outside of the Aces, I was a big fan of the Storm. I was rooting for them. The Lynx, I was rooting for them. I feel like they were robbed, no shade, but I was rooting for the Lynx. And who else was I rooting for? I think that was pretty much it. And I was watching, and I would also watch every now and then the Connecticut Sun games every now and then. So I was watching like other games. Like it started out with me just watching Aces games, and then like I said, looking at other players on other games and how they, you know, play. Depending on what teams they were going against, I would watch their games too. So yeah, shout out to them, man. This team is special. I really admire their like family oriented way of doing things. It's gonna be interesting, like I said, seeing them moving forward and what's gonna happen. I'm looking forward to watching Unrivaled. That's gonna be interesting. And Athletes Unlimited too. I'm interested to see that too. I hope I can go see an Athletes Unlimited game, but let's not hold me to that. But this cool to I'm definitely gonna try to see if I can watch a Unrivaled game live also. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say. I had fun watching this team this year. I look forward to seeing everybody next year. And shout out to, you know, the assistants getting their shot at being a head coach. I feel like next season is about to be so interesting, so fun. And that's pretty much it. So if you like this, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get 50 followers so I can start going live and do things that way, because I feel like that'd be easier for me. But until then, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.